Transitioning a successful microbiology and virology career to neurobiology must have taken much soul-searching and meticulous planning, right?
I just sort of fell into it, I liked it, and just went and did it. So it kind of snuck up on me.
That interest in neurology surfaced at Tufts University, where she spent 10 years following postdoc fellowships in London and Colorado.
And I got into neurobiology because, you know, the brain is such an interesting organ because there's so many different cells and, you know, the same genome, they have to, you know, parse that information differently so that each cell has its own little niche.
By the time she arrived at Duke in 1994, Chikaraishi was fully immersed in studying the brain. She was especially curious about why the catecholamine neurotransmitters dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine are critical for fetal development.
And what we figured out was that in utero, what happens is the fetus is basically hypoxic and has very low oxygen. What the catecholamine transmitters do is they increase the heart rate. So the heart beats faster, then it pumps the blood faster, and so the circulation is increased.
Without a body's ability to make catecholamines, the heart can't compensate, and the fetus will die of hypoxia. In 2008, her lab concluded an important study that exposed catecholamine-deficient pregnant mice to much higher levels of oxygen.
We rescued all of the deficient fetuses to birth, suggesting that was enough to sort of get them over the need for this little bit of extra oxygen.
The study was published in the American Journal of Physiology. Chikaraishi was born in Chicago 2 years after her Japanese-American parents were released from internment camp during World War II. Her father was pulled out of optometry school at UC Berkeley within 1 month of graduation, and he and Chikaraishi's mother were interned in Arkansas.
They didn't have an optometrist in camp, so they let him practice without a license. They sort of accept as, you know, what happened. So they're amazingly sanguine about that experience, as are most of their friends who are the second generation Japanese Americans.
Chikaraishi and her husband, Philip Rosoff, a professor of pediatrics and director of clinical ethics at Duke, have a daughter, Allison, and a son, William. 4 years ago, Chikaraishi took up jewelry making and enjoys giving her creations as gifts.
This is one of the necklaces that I made. It's carnelian, which is a natural stone made of quartz. A lot of what you do is problem solve. So you have a set of you know, beads and you want to string them a certain way, but it's hard to attach the ends and this and that. So I'm always thinking of new ways of how to string things in an interesting manner. And so it is like a puzzle and problem solving.
She volunteers at Duke Hospital, teaching jewelry making to patients who are bedridden. She also enjoys cooking.
I have a very wide palette. I make a lot of Japanese foods. I like Chinese. I will do Indian.
In July, she'll continue part-time at Duke in her role as Associate Dean for Biomedical Graduate Education.
Duke has been fabulous. All of the people I've worked with, and all the students, and all the available resources, as well as all the past students that I've had. They've been wonderful. And my family, my husband.